Assalamu alaikum. Suleiman Rahim here. Welcome. Let's slay some demons. This is a short clip concerning China, Russia, and Iran. As I've been saying, the angel is coming more and more in focus every day. Now they talk about those three specifically, but it will start with a brief little um, skit about the coronavirus and its origins. We know what the origins are, but just listen to this, and then it will go into the part about China, Russia, and Iran.
Is whether there are going to be lawsuits made possible against China for all the damage. That's what's really at stake in this discussion of what happened in the Wuhan laboratory. The Chinese are also saying that Dr. Fauci and the NIH funded all this research. So the Americans are as involved as anybody else. This has not been denied by Dr. Fauci. So we're left right now with a kind of strange situation where American money seems to have gone into this Wuhan laboratory. And maybe the mistake there was the virus that was created in the laboratory with American funds got out of control. President Trump raised this one time, saying the skull could be a mistake.
Right. I recall that. Of course, they also just refused to say that, as you pointed out, they say that the virus started in America, of course, which is preposterous.
Why? Why is it
the
preposterous?
guy that is the press secretary
Why is it
equivalent over there
preposterous? How
is,
you know?
he is certainly one of a kind and certainly not truthful. This headline in the Wall Street Journal today, China's message to America, we're unequal now. That might be how they see it, or they might think they're stronger than America. How do you think the Biden administration is positioning right now to make sure that that's not true?
Well, the Chinese, in their comments on the Biden administration, say that there are two factions. There's kind of a continuity with President Trump group that wants to be tough or even tougher on China. But there's also a softer group that wants to cooperate, work together on climate change. And they're watching this kind of split inside the Biden administration, I think, as all of us are. There definitely is a group that says China is already stronger than the United States and should behave that way. That may be why they're doing saber rattling about Taiwan and why they're crowding the Indians on the border. There's a long list of assertive steps that they've taken just in the last few months after Biden was sworn in. I'm kind of worried about this, Dana.
What about the relationship that China and Russia and Iran are forming?
Well, that's the strange statement we had just a few days ago, that the global world order that the United States set up in 1945, basically, that we Russians, we Chinese need to challenge and change that world order. This is a strange challenge coming from these two powers. And when they bring in Iran, I mean, Iran is the source of their oil and gas. It's got a lot of money to buy weapons. They see it as the main way to tie down the Americans in the Middle East. So we're heading into troubled waters at a minimum, I would say, Dana.
Maybe the last question to you about Taiwan. You mentioned, of course, China's giving them a hard time. They have been for years, but increasingly so. And yesterday, they flew 25 warplanes into Taiwan's airspace. How serious do you think this situation is? And is the administration prepared to defend Taiwan?
It's quite serious, and it's exposing a real problem we have with our Taiwan policy. We've been ambiguous about whether we'll defend Taiwan or not. The Chinese know this very well. We've also said that Taiwan is not a country. It can't wave its flag inside the United States. And there's been some articles talking about the idea of American troops could be stationed on Taiwan as kind of a tripwire. Right now, we have no American forces on Taiwan. They're not a country. We're not committed to defend them. This is a dangerous situation that the Biden team is very much aware of. But Chinese flying these bombers and fighters around Taiwan, it's a fact. It has to be responded to somehow, Dana.
Michael Pillsbury, I hope you'll come back. I could talk to you for hours, but I'll let you go now. Thank you so much.